not tied down, but I listen to Channel 15, you know, I listen to The Pulse, and I listen to Chill. Okay.
And we'll be.
It's a mood swing thing. I go Pulse, I go Chill.
And we'll be hearing this next collaboration. You singing some Christmas songs, presumably.
We did this Goofy Christmas show, and which was kind of a great story that we wrote, and we had a bunch of unusual people in it. We had old school guys. We had Buster Poindexter, David Johansen,
Scrooge. Yeah,
from Scrooge. We had Jenny Lewis. We had Rashida Jones.
Phoenix.
We had the Phoenix, the band Phoenix. We had Paul Schaefer, Jason Schwartzman.
Miley Cyrus.
And out of nowhere comes Miley Cyrus.
Incredible.
I gotta say, I'm gonna say this officially. Miley Cyrus is good. I was not particularly convinced. Miley Cyrus is really fucking good. She can really sing. You know, I thought she was just a knucklehead crazy girl and kind of like, you know, kind of girl you'd want to go on a road trip with and maybe didn't have ID or something, you know, but she can really sing. And she floored everybody. She just floored everybody. Paul Schaefer, George Clooney, all these guys like, holy Christ, she's really good.
Yeah.
She really can sing. So I don't want to hear more bad rapping of Miley Cyrus. Okay? Leave it for, well, who should we leave it for? Raise your hand. Who should we leave it for? But not Miley Cyrus. She's all right.
She's a pro.
We're going to let the audience ask a few questions in a second, but indulge me.
Yeah, we'll leave it for Rick Ross. Rick Ross is the guy we can let down.
Since it is Comic-Con, indulge me, I have one Comic-Con-y question. There's a lot of lore about your career. One is that you were up for Han Solo way back when. Well, I don't know if you've heard, Bill, they are recasting Han Solo in a prequel. So I guess what I'm saying is, was it true? Were you ever up for Han Solo? And B, are you still up for taking moment?
Oh, God, it's a big moment for me.
I know.
I don't know that I was ever up for Han Solo. I couldn't tell you for sure, but I am working out now in the hopes of getting this new thing. You know, just a lot of swimming and Pilates. I'm really going to work hard at it.
I would expect there are a few questions from this audience. Are we ready for a question or two?
I got a spotlight too. Cool. Let's hear it. Holy Jesus, it's Superman! I can see you. Just shout.
I can actually see the microphone on him. This is good.
Yes, now.
Oh, okay, here we go. Hey, Bill, I know you like to sing like we saw today, and I know Zoe likes to sing. In Rock the Kasbah, do you guys do like your own little song together, or something freestyle in the movie?
Well, I sing in the shower. I sing "Can't Find My Way Home" by those guys. And Zoe sings "I'm a Bitch, I'm a Woman." You know that song? She does a great job. She really kills it. She can really sing. Actually, we had a rap party on a galleon, a ship, literally like an old-fashioned three-masted ship that they turned into a bar somewhere in Morocco. And so they had a, what do you call it? You know, it's a karaoke night, right?
Karaoke night?
So she chooses to sing "We Are the World" as her karaoke song. Do you know how hard it is to sing that song? Try it sometime. It's up there to sing, and she's got to imitate like 14 of the greatest. She's got to sing the pitches and the keys and notes of like 14 of the greatest singers in America. It's a staggering piece of work. So if she died tomorrow, I'd say her karaoke work will live forever. But you have another question, because you walked a long way.
I just say thank you for being here. We're so happy to have you here. Thank you.
Oh my God, it's another one of my cousins.
And, oh, there's the mic. Hi, guys. I have a question involving Richie Lance's managerial standards, Mr. Murray. Would he consider ever taking on, like, say, a classical act or like a juggler or possibly a unicorn?
I mean, it's all contractual. But everyone's looking for a unicorn. We all are. Everyone in the management business is looking for a unicorn. Have you got something you'd like to sing at this instant?
It's a small world. It's a small world.
Great, great. Stop what you're doing. It's great. Don't change a thing. Don't change a thing. Oh, God, you're next.
Button lady.
Hello, Bill Murray. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, especially here with you. I'm going to be camping out again tonight, so you're welcome to sleep with me outside Hall H. Mitch, my question's for you.
I'm still having that picture in my head. Sorry, guys.
But I was wondering if trying to get him to say the lines that you actually wrote was hard, or if he just goes on and on in his own
Here's
way.
the thing. There's a myth about it. He's very good with the script. He does. I was saying to my writing partner on Scrooge, was going mental because every time Bill would change anything, I'd say it gets better, but so we should be thrilled with that, and he is wonderful at it. But at this point, I do understand, I do know his voice after writing for and with him for all these years, so it's pretty close to what it is, but it gets better, on the day, and Barry Levinson had the occasional idea and all that, but no, he's very respectful of writers, and SNL comes up, that's how it is. He doesn't change a word, is what I'm trying to say. Not one.
We love that kind of collaboration.
It's amazing.
You guys.
Thank you. How many people is she asking to sleep with her? That's what I want to know. Does everyone give her a button when they leave? I want to feel a little bit special.
Hi, so my name is Jonah. I just want to say first that your comedy's really gotten me through a lot of hard stuff. And what I was wondering was, with a film like this, what was maybe the best or funniest part of filming it? Like maybe a favorite memory?
Well, it's really, when you go to a place that's so foreign, you're on another continent. You're on another continent. You're in another culture, a combination culture. A country that's been invaded by the French and the Spanish and the Berbers. They live there. They've had their own wars. You feel the wind get pulled from the ocean by the Sahara. The Sahara pulls the moist air to the desert. It's an extraordinary sensation to be there. So I think one thing that was really amazing, there was a night in Marrakesh, and I call it Marrakesh because I'm too hip to say Marrakesh. There was a night in Marrakesh where we were at a restaurant which you wouldn't even notice. It looks like it's a sort of an industrial stucco building downtown, but you open the doors and it's this magical tile, fern, water, light building that's been there for centuries. And you're inside of this thing and you march up through the entire building to the roof. And on the roof, they've made the accommodation where they serve vodka, tequila. And you're on the roof, and there's a two-man band, just a man with a four-stringed instrument and a drum, and they're playing something you've never heard in your life. You're on top of the city, overlooking the market, and the stars are above you, and there's this rhythm that's thousands of years old, and you think, I'm in the actors union, you know. I'm just a guy from Illinois, and I'm here being able to touch and listen to something that's affected people for many centuries. And you just get reminded you have a responsibility to take what we're given and pass it on. Transform yourself somehow and pass it on. Hi.
Hi, Mr. Gilbert. Yes. I was just curious, what has been your favorite role to play ever?
Well, once upon a time, I did save the city of New York.
I love it.
And I had the coolest damn car to drive around Manhattan.
Thank you.
Hi Bill, I'm James from Nerd Central, and this movie looks awesome. I want to know, has it got a rocking soundtrack with some karaoke options?
It has, well, it has some kind of a classic rock soundtrack because it's, you know, he's an old-time promoter, but, you know, our friend Steve Bing, who's one of our producers, managed to call in favors from some of the greatest, you know, Bob Dylan, you know, Leon Russell, the great names, Eric Clapton, Steve Winwood. There's some, you know, Steve Stills, Neil Young.
Not Kid Rock.
He's jokingly saying Kid Rock over here. Kid Rock. But it's a fantastic soundtrack, and there's great music through it. It's a powerful movie. I don't know. Have any of you? Has anyone seen the movie yet?
No, it's not out.
It's not out yet. Okay. Well, I've seen it. And it's really good. I would not be appearing in public if I didn't think it were really good. It's really good.
And music is part of. I mean, his character is a rock manager. The girl he discovers sings only Cat Stevens songs because she's Muslim, and so you have a, you know, so music is not just the soundtrack; it's actually part of the film. But there's going to be a great soundtrack for it. I promise.
Hi, Bill. I know you're probably sick of hearing this, but assalamu alaikum. I wanted to know if you felt that as a legendary actor, if you had a responsibility to educate the masses through entertainment roles like this.
Well, that's a fine question. I think you could take it that way, but it's sort of like I was saying to the other gentleman, not your gentleman, but the gentleman. You don't have an obligation to educate through your work. I think when people try to do that, I mean, you do it if you do it correctly. But I think if you set out with that intention, I'm going to educate people with my work, you're sort of aiming at the curb. You're not exactly aiming at the stars, you know. I think if you educate people with your work, you're aiming even higher. You're not even offering to educate people about, say, the issue of women in Afghanistan or freedom somewhere. You're talking about trying to live by principles that we only aspire to, you know, that we mostly don't achieve, that we mostly don't attain. And you don't take yourself so seriously, but you try your hardest to comport yourself. It's a word you don't get to use, but comport yourself to be alive, you know, now. To be alive now. So if we can all be alive now, really just be here inside of our skin now, not next to us, not in the aisle in front of us or down the row. If we can be in our skin right now, then as a group we're all elevating somehow. Yes, we're all going up. We're all rising. And all you can do, if you can try to be that way on screen, on the film, and it's sort of ideal in a way because most of us only have a short attention span anyway, at least certainly as I do. If you can be that way for as long as you are on the screen, sometimes a tape only lasts a minute and a half or something, I can hold it together for a minute and a half. I can be calm and relaxed and alive that long. And that gives you hope to do it again. You know? It's a lot of work, but it gives you hope to do it again. And you can see that even though there's not an intention to do a certain thing, that happens on the way to trying to make the other thing occur. Does that make sense?
The personal becomes universal, you know. So the story is not lecturing. It's a great ride, but the story of this woman or whatever or this guy becomes universal, you know, in the telling of it. So it's not like a lecture or anything. I think that's part of what you're saying too, and I hope so.
Well, hope is a very big part of it. Really. Thank you. That's a wonderful question. Thank you.
My knees are shaking a little, I'm sorry.
Your knees?
Yeah, a little.
All right, well, see if you can make it move up to your hips. You get your hips moving, then your arms are going to go above your head, and it's all going to happen.
So my question is about Bruce Willis. Is he a jackass on set? Does he have a soft heart that you really need to dig into, or is he a nice foil to you? What is he like?
Well, he's a movie star. He's a movie star, and you know, you hear stories about people, and
Surprise.
you know, I mean, I don't know if I've heard really a whole hell of a lot of stories about him, but you hear stories about people that, oh, he's tripping on people, whatever. Well, when you're the movie star, and a real movie star, and he is one, you have to sometimes take matters into your own hands. You know, you really do. In the name of entertainment, for one, in the name of, and really in the name, more often than you think, in the name of just respecting the crew. You know, because there are people that try to sort of take over a situation and dominate people. I don't want to say producer slime specifically. I don't want to say a certain kind of person, but there are people that want to take advantage of a group situation and dominate. There's a personality flaw. And a movie star can step into the middle and say, no, that ain't going to happen, boss. That's not going to happen. And they'll get a little loud, you know, and they'll get in someone's face. And that story gets repeated because that person got loud or that person got in someone's face. But the movie star, they're a noble race, they really are. You have to sort of, and they're an endangered species, is right. Sometimes they get really loud and ugly and cantankerous in the name of protecting like an integrity to the job. And it's not just the script, or the hours that you have to work, or but how the crew is treated, the food that they're served. I mean, it's a whole lot of things. My experience with Bruce has been on 2 films. Moonrise Kingdom wasn't too shabby, that movie, and this one, Rock the Kasbah. And he and I shared, I mean, we had, you know what a 2-banger is in terms of a trailer? A 2-banger is, it's not even a studio apartment. It's like half as much room to Josh's height. That's for he and his crowd. And this is for, you know, he wasn't tripping at all. You know, he had a dinky little trailer in a dusty little place where there's no air conditioning, and the smoke blew in your face, and the sand blew in your eyes, and it was 116 degrees one day, you know.
Oh, God.
And he was dressed in black, which is slimming, but...
Thank you so much, Bill Murray, and for teaching me a new dance move.
You gotta find that chick with the buttons, my friend.
Hello. You're live to São Paulo, Brazil. And so, actually the social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, evolved to live posting and live